Hey guys, so now we are in the Mazda 3, the 2018 one, the old one. So as I'm driving this car, I just remember actually the time that my friend got this car. We had a deliberation in terms of he had to choose between the Polo, the current gen Polo, but the pre-facelift one at the time. The brand new one, Highline, it was not an R-Line at the time, it was just a Highline that had everything that you can think about. I think it was going for around 359 at the time, like based on the quotation that it got, and based on the Mazda quotation, it was around 330 on this particular one. And for obvious reasons, it won, considering that obviously it's like a segment just above the Polo, and also in terms of just looking at the overall comfort and the material choice inside this particular car, looking at the doors, looking at the choice of materials, like overall the leather, everything else. When you're thinking about that, it's easy to look at Mazda and think, you know what, this looks like a premium product, even for that particular time, because you could compare it with the likes of the Golf TSI at the time. We had that, we had the Megane, the Astra was there I think at the time, but it was a little bit old if I remember very well. So there were cars in this segment that you could easily have gotten. I think the Ford Focus was still there as well at the time. I just don't remember very well. But yeah, when I'm looking at the Mazda and the pricing that was there was way too much value for money, and it was not easy for anyone to ignore it at the time, which then got us to where we are right now. Of course, I've been driving like the new Mazda 3 for the last week or so, and I'm in here to try and think about progress. You know, I just want to see progress, because this car has the same engine, the same gearbox, you know. It's not that far off in terms of design, what am I saying? Design is like far off, especially on the exterior. Oh yes, and the interior as well. So yeah, it's not far off in terms of the mechanical whatevers of this car. So in terms of the drive itself, I find it to be You know, I have to factor the fact that obviously it's been around for some time and it's done over 100,000 kilometers already, and obviously there will be a little rattles and shake here and there because it's been around for some time. I mean, we can forgive it for that. And now I have to remove that a bit and think about the noises that I'm hearing right now in the car. You know, I am, after having been from like the new one and coming in here, I can really feel where the improvements are, especially in terms of insulation and the ride comfort. You know, funny enough, this one has multi-links at the back, the suspension, and I thought that suspension is superior to the new one, which is torsion beam. So when I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking, okay, I thought maybe they would keep multi-links so that the car can be comfortable, but wow, the new one and the old one, when I'm looking at this one, the suspension in here feels a little bit like a little bit rough compared to the new one, and the road noise as well. Engine noise is coming in like crazy, especially now when you're pulling it on like high speed, putting it on sport, just pulling it. So like when I'm thinking about the transmission as well, I'm finding it to be a little bit like I don't find like there was an improvement or anything. It pulls almost the same way, unless if Mazda is saying mechanically they've done that. So I wouldn't necessarily just be entirely sure because I'm not necessarily like a mechanic or whatever. So jumping to the new one, right? Let me just complete that, because now you can actually like feel or hear, because you are hearing it, you're not necessarily feeling it. You can hear the difference between when I was driving in that one and this one. In that old one, you really can feel the sounds that are coming in. Even when you are hitting like a bumpy road and so on, you can really feel the sounds that are filtering inside the cabin. Like it's a little bit too much compared to this one. Coming to the new one now, hey, wow, I understand why one would want to get this even before the driving. Because from the moment you get inside, you know, the way the interior is designed, the way that they just change things around, you know, the steering wheel has changed as well. You would have seen that as well, like from the previous clip of the old Mazda 3. The steering wheel has changed. I love the new design. And when you're looking at as well this instrument cluster, it's all like digital in front of us. Easy to see, you know, like when I'm looking at the overall design in interior, like, wow, I am shocked in how comfortable this thing is. And it's like it's made for my size or something. I don't know. I believe even people who are like not my size in any way, shape or form, they might still be comfortable, because there's a lot of adjustments that you can do on the seats. You know, the seats in both sides, you can adjust them like up or down. The driver's side being electronic, and yeah, it's like almost easy. When you are not feeling comfortable like just below the knees and so on, you can easily just take this seat up just a bit so that it can put you like it can be comfortable just below the knees. And that's something that I value so much, because when I do long distance, I find that I'm tired just under the thighs, and that's one thing that for me I enjoyed so much with this. This is, look, overall you can go a long distance in here and not feel like tired, you know, as tired as I usually feel in other cars, because Mazda got the like ergonomics, seating, everything, the arrangement, they really got it right. Like looking at how this center console is raised, the armrest, the way it's supportive, even the ones on the right, you know, and the choice of materials as well. Remember, they do matter. The steering wheel feels like nice. When you're touching on the side of the door, it feels nice as well. You can easily just see outside without actually having to take your head like above just to see on the side what's happening. It's almost perfectly proportioned vehicle. That's something that I think for me I rate highly when it comes to this particular vehicle. But it doesn't end there, right? We're still driving it, and obviously there are other things that may be annoying to you. One which, once you put the foot down now to floor it, it's the engine noise is very uncomfortable. You know, I've uploaded a video of how the exhaust sounds actually, and it doesn't sound as bad from outside, but from the inside it feels like, yeah, you know what, it's struggling. It feels like it's struggling a bit. And because it's not turbocharged as well, a lot of people may feel like, you know what, it's a little underpowered for a 2-liter. You know, it could have been doing maybe around 140 kilowatts, and torque would have been much more, of course, than the 213 in here. But I'm also on the fence with the power delivery of the vehicle. You know, it doesn't feel like it's lazy. One thing that surprises me though is that once you put the foot down, it feels like it has a little bit of lag, even without the table. That's something that is just a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. I don't know why it's like that. But otherwise, besides that, the road noise, even with low profile tires, wow, this thing can take it suppresses everything. I think it owes that to the choice of materials that they used, like on the inside. That's why then the insulation is this amazing. Like the minimal wind noise, there's a little bit of wind noise just by my ears here. I don't know if it's the windows on top, but besides that, then it's so settled. And if you were to play the sound system in here, the Bose sound system is amazing, and it can cancel that noise with ease, while also just helping you to just, you know what, hear what's happening outside, but still canceling the unnecessary noise that will be coming from outside. And you know what, it's a little bit windy, but you know, it still feel that comfortable. Otherwise, looking at the pricing for this car, this top spec one is around 530, and I have to say, people may say it's a little bit expensive, but go and look at the class and come and tell me if this car is really, really expensive, looking at the package that you're getting, the comfort, the design, and everything around it. That's what I'm going to leave you with for now. I really appreciate that you are here with me, and till next time, I'm out.